Welcome back to another episode of Lady Justice Talks, where curiosity meets law. Today you're here with your host Susu,
Rubal.
and actually for the first time we have Alexia, our little baby. Actually, that's our first year rep. Alexia, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. So my name is Alexia, and I am a criminology major and a first-year representative for the Women in Law Association. And I joined because I want to become a lawyer eventually.
That's amazing.
Welcome.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I can't treat Alexia without like just thinking about her as like, oh my god, that's my little baby. Like she's just
Yes.
gonna become.
Susu's mother.
Yeah. She's gonna become our first year rep. It's
Yes.
it's crazy to me.
Future of Villa.
Wait, before I'm very excited about Alexia. But today's episode is actually exciting in general because we're doing something that's our first listener insights episode. So what is listener insights? Basically, you guys' stories. You guys submit stories to us, and we're gonna read it out loud and comment on it. And we're very excited to read all of your submissions. So yeah, I guess
We have some stories from our listeners, and we would love to share with it. Alexia, do you have a story for us?
I do.
Okay.
So basically, one of our listeners, they shared their experience with stereotypes and also barriers in law. And here's their story. So internships and experiences in law are important for anyone considering a legal career. My internship at Warsaw Law Firm has significantly shaped my perspective on what I want to do in the future. Initially, I was focused on pursuing corporate law. The idea of working with, literally, the idea with working with contracts, mergers, and navigating the business world really appealed to my organized nature and analytical skills. However, my internship at Warsaw, which primarily concentrated on criminal law, completely changed my outlook. I was involved in various aspects of criminal cases, conducting research, analyzing evidence, and preparing case materials. That's like really cool.
yeah, I know.
Like
I can
actually.
even relate in the beginning. Like, I'm thinking to be a corporate
Yeah,
lawyer.
yeah, same.
No,
Like,
because I personally, I say this every single episode. You will know this. but,
Psychological
I'm a psych
perspective
major.
is
I'm
coming.
I'm not like really interested in law in that sense. But as soon as I joined the club or like the law people, I realized you guys are crazy about corporate law. So like it's everyone just wants corporate law. So I'm glad that there's an example of like a listener who really was open-minded enough to like find something else, especially that
sure.
I'm pretty sure there was another listener insight, like I kind of like skimmed through it, and they were talking about how like there's like stereotypes about criminal law in general. So I'm glad that that person like fought that stereotype and chose criminal law instead.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like not less than a week. I talked to my family that from accounting, how I can switch to the corporate law.
Yeah.
Okay, so I even come with another story. One of our listener, Maliha, shared her story, and it's about international students, immigration, and law. And she said, currently there's a lot of stigma around being an international student, especially from South Asia. People end up taking out their angers on them, harmful stereotypes get perpetuated. This makes it difficult for international students to simplify exist when they are only seeking an education and better opportunities. And I feel as if there is a lot of misdirected hate here, especially considering there are systematic issues that can be changed rather than blaming young adults from non-international student. So yes, it is true. Like at some point in the society, I don't know for what reasons, there are a lot of pressures putting on international people, international students, not even the students, but the immigrants though. So I love that she's genuinely give the true side of her experience to us. And do you guys have any another experience?
It's for me, I want to comment on this one, to be honest, because I feel like, first of all, I just want to say, for both, actually, we definitely have an upcoming episode about internships.
Yeah.
And we have 100% we have one for international students, because the amount of submissions that came about like international students is actually insane. Like actually my story is also about international students. I'm gonna read, it's not my story, but like the story I'm gonna read is also about international students. And I think it's insane that people could be thinking this way. Like, I think it will be best if I just read the story because you guys will understand how crazy people could be thinking.
Yeah.
I actually like I kind of like I had like a whole when I was reading it. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I was like, this
Yeah.
is there's no way people are actually like going this far. So I'll tell you the
Yeah.
story.
For sure.
My friend is an international student, and she faced major challenges and discrimination. As the semester progressed, she began to notice subtle signs of discrimination. Some of her classmates would exclude her from group discussions,
That's
and
harsh.
she often overheard rude remarks about her accent and cultural practices. She felt very left out, and she would tell me how depressed she was. They went to the extent of making a hate page
That's messed up.
Yeah.
Like,
filled with international students, hers included. Posts filled with slurs and comments about her, how they smell and what they wear.
Oh my god.
I was shocked to hear something like this would happen, especially in Canada.
yeah, like especially. in
Oh my
Canada.
gosh.
That's
Yeah.
It shouldn't happen anywhere, but
Yeah.
in Canada, it's pretty diverse.
Yeah.
So you don't really understand how people could just do
Yeah.
like react this way.
Yeah,
And
for
I
sure.
hate like that. Listen, you could have your own opinions about mass immigration,
Yeah.
or you could have your own opinions about immigration from an objective perspective, but this is completely different from discrimination. And it feels so weird for me that I have to explain this
Yeah.
because I thought that was like a given, like it's just like a normal thing to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. For
But
sure.
no, yeah, you can sit down and have a debate and talk about, oh, by the way, I don't think this this like immigration in terms of like this in economy, blah blah blah, stuff like that. You can explain it. I'm not debating with you because I'm not really educated on this issue.
Yeah.
But to go far and target the people, that's the problem. That's exactly like racism,
Yeah.
homophobia, Islamophobia, all of these issues. It's just the people don't understand the difference between not agreeing or challenging a specific ideology, I guess,
Yeah.
or a phenomena, and instead they just target the people themselves. And I think it's crazy, like from a psych perspective as well. Like she mentioned depression, and then just like like it touched me, and then like just bullying, like cyberbullying.
Like you can see how this thing is putting her into the mental illness or stuff like that. It's kind of creating toxic environment and giving the people mental issues as well. And I don't know if you guys have been like used Reddit and stuff like that, and can you see how the continues like discrimination? I don't know, it's people like it's freedom of speech or something like that, but
Yeah.
how the people commenting on this guy was there and wearing this guy was with that perfume or with this smell. I still remember when I was supposed to start the university and somebody advised me, if you're gonna go to university, you should buy good perfumes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's
So
that's
sorry.
that could be an example of microaggressions because someone could
Exactly.
take this as like, oh, they're just trying to be nice, like they're just trying to like give me
Yeah.
advice, but that's really I'm sorry
So
that they had to go
basically
through that.
makes sense, like, okay, next person sitting to you is not get like feeling comfortable with your body smell, but sometimes there can be the reasons. I have allergies, I can't bear different kind of perfumes, like the strong scents. So it's not makes sense you have problem with the body smells, but you have to understand another's point as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree because I feel like I've seen this and probably like I've seen it as a person who uses social media, but I also am 100% sure there's a lot of research about it that like there's this insensitivity when it comes to like commenting on social media for some reason.
Yeah.
Like people are just like I like to believe that people don't act this way in real life.
Exactly.
How can you just like have a whole hate crime page or like hate page, I guess, and it's a
Yeah,
hate crime to
exactly.
be honest, so a hate page, and just make fun of people. Like I feel weird having to tell someone, oh, imagine that was you on the page, because it's
Yeah.
funny and jokes, quote unquote, until you are the person being targeted.
Exactly.
That's the issue.
So I like that's why I mentioned like how publicly, like not showing their personality, but like how publicly people are talking about that stuff. Like everybody's like, it's normal to express the opinions, but in another sense, it's not normal. Yeah.
Yeah.
And anybody have another story you want to share? Alexia, do you have?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's another story about stereotypes and barriers in law.
There's a lot of
There's a
stereotypes.
lot. There's a lot. But so this listener said that in my experiences, oftentimes when I mention to people that I aspire to be a criminal law lawyer, they often hold the negative misconception and stereotype that the career is based off of freeing criminals, when in 100% it is not that. Everyone has the right to be defended, receive a fair trial, and there's so much more to it. Preventing someone from being wrongfully convicted, holding the state accountable, advocating and defending women who've experienced sexual assault and domestic violence. Yeah, like I definitely agree with that. It's not just about, like criminals, but it's also about, the victims of those crimes too.
Yeah, I remember the first time, because as I told you, I didn't really know much about the different, corporate is something, criminal is something, family law is something. I didn't know much about that. Because back home in Egypt, I'm pretty sure it's just law.
Yeah.
It's just law. And then if you want to specialize in something, that's your own thing.
Not even in the back in Egypt, everybody, if we are looking from somebody from different, I'm from the accounting field, I just before coming to this club or joining association, I was like, okay, there's law. Now I'm getting there's criminal law, there's constitutional law, there's civil law, there's so many laws. So it's not only in the Egypt, it's everywhere if you're not actually in the specific law field.
For me, the first time I kind of understood that was actually with our first episode with Cassandra.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The human trafficking
Cassandra.
one. The human trafficking one. You should check.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out, because she really gave the perspective about criminal defense in general. Because she was talking about, for example, how sometimes there's people who literally their life was so hard and they had to steal tuna cans from milk rolls, and they have to go through the whole court system and stuff just for something like that. These are the type of people you could be defending. And I remember we also we had events at Willa, if you showed up for it, guys.
Yeah.
And we had a criminal law panel, and they were talking about I remember one of them was talking about how they started to refuse taking specific cases that are a little too emotional for them. Personally, I remember one of them, one of the amazing lawyers was actually talking about how she decided that she does not want to take sexual assault cases because she just could not, as much as she believes that everyone, as the listener also said, that everyone deserves the right to be, to have a lawyer, or to be defended. But she felt like she was just too emotional about that specific sector. Yeah. Which is totally fine. So if you think that you like criminal law, but you're like, oh, but I'm too emotional for this. Well, maybe you could just choose specific things that you're not really comfortable with, and just assess yourself and know.
That's good though. Okay, and then I have another story from one of our listener, and she about internship and experience in law, and it's from Lucille, and she said internship and experiences in law are very important for everyone considering a law career. Makes sense, yeah. My internship at Warsaw law firm has significantly shaped my perspective on what I want to do in the future. Initially, I was focused on pursuing corporate law. The idea of working with the contract mergers and navigating the business world can really appeal to my organized nature, analytical skills. Look, everybody want to be in the corporate law. Then, however, my internship at Warsaw, which primarily concentrated on criminal law, completely changed my outlook. I was involved in various aspects of criminal cases, conducting research, analyzing evidence, and preparing case materials. I quickly realized that criminal law isn't just about legal procedures. It's deeply intertwined with the real people's lives and pursuit of justice. This internship was not just about my personal growth and discovering what I genuinely passionate about.
Isn't that literally the same story we read earlier?
Seems like.
I think so.
It seems like the same person, but it's good that we're getting a lot of people that, even if I'm coming for a business background and I only think about the corporate law, but it's really good to know that she's been to that situation and she get to know that there's more option, and she changed her opinions from interest from corporate law to criminal law. That's good to know that internships and experiences really works and help you to get like let you know what you're passionate about.
Yeah, I think it's 100% the same,
Yeah.
literally the same story. But because I think they mentioned the same internship. But I think it's good that because I feel like we didn't really read all of it in the previous one for some reason. But yeah, like the idea of passion is a big one. That's the part that we maybe skipped. That you just need to know what you love, guys. Like I don't want to like give you like little motivational speech because it's like look who's talking. Okay, the psych major is talking, so I guess it's right that I'm talking. But you know, like sometimes it's just about what you love, and yeah, like it's not only about money. That's one thing that you need to
Exactly.
remember because you're gonna work hard anyway, corporate law or not. You're gonna work hard anyway. So you gotta make sure that's actually like where you see yourself like actually working. And I would really advise you to like attend events and see like the other episodes with people talking about their experiences or like what they want to do as well. Because when you see like a criminal law panel and you realize, oh, maybe I can do this or maybe I actually want to do this. Because it doesn't have to be, that's one thing. This person, like Lucille, yeah, said that she was like, she knew about her passions and stuff from the internship.
Yeah.
But you don't have to wait until you have the internship to know what you want to do and what you don't want to do. Especially that
Yeah.
I know like apparently like getting an internship is a whole thing. So
It's
yeah.
a completely different, like another struggle of
Yeah.
life. It's not. It's
Which
not
we're gonna
everybody
help
get
you
it.
with when we
yeah,
get
and it's
when
like
we get to
not
the
everybody
internship.
is getting in just one attempt. It's a kind of another struggle. Like you're doing your undergrad and then struggle for the internship as well in this
Yeah.
population rush and the competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Lucille. You got like your
Yeah.
story read twice, and so that's great. And then I have another story. It's a long one, so I'm gonna enjoy this and then read it. So I wanted to share my own my own experience slash journey as a pre-law student who's always known that I want a career in law, but there are many things that have been wrong within my community in general that I've witnessed. I went to a Catholic elementary school that was predominantly white slash Italian, where the vast majority of teachers were Italian, and the favoritism among students was extremely prevalent. Students of color were not given the same opportunity as opposed to Italian students who would always be praised for everything. I had a really irritating experience during my time at this elementary school where one day the teacher asked us what we wanted to become when we grew up.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
That's
Okay.
usually like
Every
that's why
teacher's
I'm
question.
surprised because
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
usually a good conversation. Like, oh, what do you want to do when you grow up? That's usually like a nice conversation. So like, I want to
Yeah.
see like what's coming after
Yeah.
that. I said I wanted to be a lawyer, and immediately I was turned down with quote, "My cousin is a lawyer and he hates it. Don't be a lawyer. It's so boring. You'll hate it."
Oh, that's teacher's opinion.
I think so. I think so.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
I think so. If I'm, the teacher or a person in the class, like to be honest, teacher or not,
yeah.
this is
I don't
not a
think.
nice thing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
that's why I'm like. Is it
And again, that's the idea of like microaggressions. Like, oh, that person was just trying to be nice. They're trying to like advise you, but sometimes
Yeah.
your advice is not really asked for.
It's not
Like,
actually the advice.
let me continue. The underlying problem is that anything someone of color said, it was always met with why or some sort of questioning compared to the quote unquote favorite students who would be praised for everything and anything. This had me question my future aspirations so much and affected my elementary experience because what I thought was a supportive school slash teacher, so I think it was the teacher who said that,
Oh.
it was actually quite the opposite, and I should have read the signs beforehand. Now I can say that the reason why people will call a career in law boring is because they choose a career because of the money, but not because their choice is driven by passion to create change or a social desire to make a difference in the legal field. Money will always come to you as long as you are doing exactly what I was saying. Thank you
Yeah.
to that listener. You just like confirmed my point. Money will always come to you as long as you are doing something that inspires you and you genuinely enjoy.
Yeah.
Today, I am happy to say that I did not listen to this teacher's negative remarks and I am pursuing a career in law. hell yeah,
Yes.
which I am
You're
deeply
doing.
passionate about. Yeah, this
Now,
example was about marginalized identities, by the way.
now, if you remember Susu, we have another episode. I know it's gonna be soon, the spooky season one, with
Yeah,
Isra.
that's what it just got posted.
Yeah, and
just got
Isra
posted.
mentioned about her teacher's experience, like when she was she was claimed or she was blamed for, I think, for a theft or robbery, and her teachers think like,
Yes, I remember. Yes,
remember?
yes. We had with Isra. I'm pretty sure she mentioned
Her
a story like
ninth
that.
grade.
Yes, so 100%. I think you should listen to that episode. About it was about stereotypes,
Yeah.
and yes, we also this topic is also about like marginalized identities, and it's just to be honest, like I wish that some teachers or persons who are in authority are the ones watching this episode or like watching these stories, because you would think, oh, elementary school people are like they're kids. They won't.
They
like,
will ignore.
even if you made like a mistake like this, they will forget. But no, this actually forms a child. That's actually
Yeah.
like something that stays in their brain. They remember it. Like this person literally gave me like a whole story about this
Experience, yeah.
experience just because of how bad it was for them.
And the thing is, Isra was in her ninth grade. This person is in her school time, and they guys, and like if you're saying that they will forget it, like they didn't. They both didn't. They shared their
Yeah.
experience with us, and because they were in the growth stage, and that thing stuck in their mind, and still they are believing that the bad thing happened to us as a
Yeah, and
stereotype
that's-
or it's an aggression.
That's not to say that, oh, like whenever you're around like a particular. I went to a Catholic school, and I'm
Yeah.
a person of color, and I enjoyed my experience. I loved it. It was during COVID. That's the only thing that was bad about it, I think. Like I didn't really get to interact with people
Yeah,
as much
yeah.
as it was like online. But I had like fun. But this should be the normal. It shouldn't be
Yeah.
that like, oh, this specific school was just nice, but the other schools, when you are the not the majority or you're the minority, then
Yeah.
then you're gonna have to face these like microaggressions, or you're gonna have to face these, doubting. Like it's just how people are doubting you. That's really
Yeah.
bad. Because we have another episode about like family. I'm just advertising all the episodes when I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
About family upbringing, and I can just imagine that some people maybe already are doubted by their families. So imagine you go to school and you're doubted as well. Like, please, give them a break.
Yeah.
And what if, like she said, I didn't listen to my teacher and get my job, and I'm doing in my law field. What if the student, because for that time, what the words the parents and teachers said, that the last thing, it's like the written on stone or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And what if he or she changed her mind or not gone in the law field, and she will be like what she is today, right?
Yeah.
So I would say like because you are the guys who are gonna motivate for every kid. So nobody like kid believes on the parents and teacher at that stage. Even I was like what my mom said, that's right. So it really depends. It really
Yeah, because that's why I'm talking about like the people. I wish the people that are listening are like people of authority, because like
Yeah.
we look up to you guys. Like it's such a sad thing to realize that it's
when it's coming from that
it's coming
side.
from this person. Like
This
you're
person.
looking at this person and you're thinking this way. I don't know
Yeah.
if you had like a similar experience, Alexia.
You wanna share
I didn't
something?
have something like that, but I did definitely had, because I went to this one like Armenian school, so everyone there was Armenian, until like the 10th grade. But the teachers were really horrible, and they would like constant. No, it was
I hope they're
so
watching.
bad. No,
Oh
like
my
literally, like
gosh.
they would always constantly put you down, and like they always like would create this like unnecessary like competition between people. So like they would always compare you to like other kids in the class, and so that definitely like had a really big effect on my self-esteem and like my like potential, because like if you're constantly being saying, oh, but you can do better, like a 80% was not enough or whatever,
Right.
and like so then you kind of just think, oh, like maybe am I stupid, like what I'm
No.
saying.
Yeah.
So then like that was definitely it. And then there was one experience where one of the teachers actually like really like went off on a kid, and she was like, like you're pathetic, like you're not supposed to be here.
Well, I hope
like,
she's not a teacher
I know,
anymore.
Oh
she
my
was so
gosh.
bad. And she was like, yeah, like,
That's harsh.
it's so bad. It was really bad. And so he had an older sister, and she was like a really like she was really good. She was like an academic weapon, you know?
Yeah.
And so like, and she was like, you know, like you're like your sister's so much better than you. Like your parents were not
my
supposed
gosh.
to have you as a kid. And I'm
Oh,
just like,
that's
and this
Girl.
is in, guys, this is in the 7th grade.
Oh,
this is in the 7th
Even if it's
grade.
older, if someone tells me
Like-
this, I'm literally like,
like
I'm
it's
walking
like
outside of the
questioning
school.
on your birth. It's like
Yeah.
questioning on your birth. That your birth is not right.
Yeah,
like you shouldn't be in
literally.
this.
I don't-
It's
y'all-
like
What?
it's kind of assault.
Yeah.
threatening.
No, I was just gonna
Yeah.
say, like, you all are the law people. Can I like sue someone if someone told me this? That's crazy. No, that's
Yeah.
actually
It was really
crazy.
bad, yeah.
No, I'm glad you also.
It's like almost like you have to die because you're not good fit for the society.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
my
that's the
God.
thing. Like that's why I asked you as well, because I know you also have Italian, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I have to tell you.
Yeah, so I was trying to like connect the dots kind of. I was like, I'm wondering if she also has this like kind of the same experiences. So that's the
Yeah.
thing. Teachers, please.
Teachers, like guys.
It obviously it's specifically with people of color. We've seen it and we see it every day, but also you could impact like people in general, like just in general. I'm not sure if that person you're saying the story about is like a person of color, so that would be like a yeah, that's a specific thing as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a huge role. Enjoy the role, I guess, because that sounds like a person who really hates their job.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
bad.
That's even come with the point, like when we're talking about, oh, don't do the jobs for the money, do for the happiness. And
Exactly.
that's like,
yeah,
it
it's not
sounds
only
like
about
that.
law. It's also about teaching. It's also about
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever other job that you're doing. You gotta. I'm not telling you to be like in love with your job. Like I know 9 to 5 could be annoying sometimes, but
Oh, yeah.
you know, just try to push through it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
From very first episode of Pathway, we're just saying, just do what makes you happy.
Yeah, from Pathways After Law. You should see that one as well. Anita
Okay.
was giving some motivational speech in it. I remember that.
Okay. Alexia, do you have something else to share with
I
us?
think we have one last story, if I'm not mistaken.
Do we? Okay.
I don't know.
I think
Is it
we
a-
do.
is it a
We have
Oh, we
two
have
stories.
we have a couple. That's nice.
You have two stories
Yeah.
to
Okay.
share. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
go for it.
So, like I feel like we've done a good job covering the topic of stereotypes and barriers in law in past episodes. Like we've talked about things like how race, gender, and socioeconomic status affects access and progression in the field. But now I think it's time to shift the conversation towards what's being done to create like real change. For example, how people are actively working to break down these barriers in meaningful ways.
Oh,
Oh, that's nice.
good,
I like that because,
Yeah.
it's sometimes you gotta go over the idea that like, oh, so this is the stereotype that exists, and you gotta actually be like, okay, but this is how you challenge it, or this is how
Yeah.
you change it. Yeah, because obviously that's another topic for stereotypes and barriers. I don't know, people are in love with that episode for some reason.
Yeah.
I get it, but yeah, I would suggest that you go see that episode 100%. It was posted, because we have a lot of examples of how you can actually challenge some of the stereotypes. Like, it's not only about just, this is the stereotype, this is how you actually also challenge it. How about you guys? Do you think there's like ways that your own stereotype somehow you just like challenge it somehow, or like is there a stereotype that you can identify about yourself? Not to put you on the spot, because everyone's
Yeah.
just like looking. I don't know. People listening on Spotify are just like the silence. It's just like
Okay, so if I'm not wrong, if I get your question, like, do you say like, is there any specific stereotype about you, like about me?
If you had like your own challenge, if you would like to share.
So many guys. Okay, so there's so many. Okay, so very
There's
first,
like, oh, let me get started.
very first, if I'm sitting here, so it's even like a challenge I've been through, being a daughter of the family, going abroad living by your own as a women, and then get into uni and pay your fees and stuff like that. That's all other stereotype when I start doing this application process, start writing my essays and stuff like that. And I've been through that words like, why are you trying this hard? You could just go to a normal college and school and you have a diploma or degree and start teaching and start stuff like that. Why are you going for this? Even for this accounting field, it's too much. So even my education, or if I'm sitting here, I'm doing this podcast, or I've been through a lot of approvals and like challenges to be here. So this is the one of the stereotype as a woman why you have to be.
But I can
do
tell
these.
from your story that you already are challenging it, because you are like doing all of these things anyway.
Yeah.
That's part of it, really.
It's like
'cause-
I'm breaking the stereotype.
Exactly. Like the stereotype itself would be like, oh, like I guess a woman is supposed to just be doing this and this,
This,
and that,
this,
but
yeah.
instead you're here doing this and this
Yeah.
and that. So I think that's a great example of how, like,
As she mentioned,
can
like in the story, that
actually,
now
yeah.
people are breaking the stereotypes. I would say, from my experience, if I'm here, I feel I broke some stereotypes and challenges I've been through. I get it over that thing, and I'm here.
Yeah.
So yes, people are breaking stereotypes as
definitely.
well now.
Yeah, and I remember one of the topics that we spoke about in some episode. I'm losing it now. There's so
one?
many. Is even about how, like, when you change your name on your resume, because career-wise, your name shows that you're from a specific, demographic, or like from a specific background. So some people are advised to, like, change your name to like a nickname or like a preferred name, so that people can't guess that you are from this specific,
Yeah.
background.
I
And
think it's same from the stereotype and the barrier with the spooky season one. We talked
Yeah.
with Astra and Emma about
Yeah, I
this.
think so. And yeah, like, you could challenge that by actually putting your real name, the name that you actually prefer. Because as I said, I'm pretty sure I said that in the other episode, but you do not want to work. I know we want money, but
Exactly.
you do not want to work in an environment where you needed to change your name to even apply.
When it start becoming toxic, then money doesn't even matter there.
Like if your
Because
your
you need
HR
your media mental health.
manager, if your HR manager is literally just a person who is racist enough to just see your name and be like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna hire that person. I
Yeah.
don't think you want to work with them anyway. Yeah.
It's like I don't know if we're taking too much time. It's time to wrap up or something like that.
Oh, we're fine.
But do you know, like, all the thing, like, you can't put your picture on your resume, so people cannot judge you on the basis
Yeah,
of your color.
in
That's
Egypt we
another
still
thing.
put pictures.
Yeah.
Actually. That's the whole thing.
I know,
yeah.
in Canada
I liked it, to be
in
honest. I was
Canada,
like, this is my
yeah.
picture.
Like, it's me.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know if it's right or wrong, but in Canada, it's a rule or something. People prefer to avoid putting
Which
their
is good,
picture,
yeah.
because they don't want to be like.
Why do you need the picture? Like, why do you need
Yeah.
technically, when you think about it, why do you need the picture?
Like, some people do, but like they don't prefer putting picture because it's make like not even a reason to get biased or discriminate on the base of color or something like that.
Yeah.
Even I remember I've been to one workshop, and then we was talking about another topic. Then when we applying for the application, some application asked like, what's your back from? You're South
yeah.
Asian, you're Egyptian, you're this, and then we also came to is like, do we really need to mention this thing? Like, why they even asking for it?
Sometimes they ask for it just so, like, I'm
Yeah.
doing like devil's advocate, but they sometimes ask for it because they actually want to hire more people of color. Like, they want to like diversify the workplace. That's
Yeah.
why they're like, they even say, like, usually they put like a disclaimer, like, by the way, we're asking because we want to hire more people of color. We want to
Yeah.
have some like accessibility, like for different people, etc. So I guess that's why, like, it's good.
Yeah, it's like the person I was talking, and they replied because this is the reason, but it should be like not in the application process. When they get the qualification and everything, okay, you're the perfect candidate. When they're moving up for the the interview stuff, are you gonna meet in person to that person? Then it should be discussion, like voluntary disclosure stuff like that. But when you're applying and then they ask for the specific thing like this, what is your background? So like it's not like bad thing to us, it's fine, but sometimes it's not
Yeah.
even balanced. Like
That's
thing.
why there's the option prefer not to say.
Yeah.
I love that option because
Yeah.
sometimes you don't want to, talk
But the
about stuff.
thing is, like, there's like little similar smaller things every day we've been through, but we never get to realize, oh, this is the microaggression or this is not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what microaggressions are all about. It's just sometimes they seem like you could think about it as like, oh, that's a good thing, but at the same time you don't really know the intentions of the person. So
Yeah.
it's all about like how you think
Like
about it.
the compliment Susu get one, your English is so good. It's a compliment, but it's not my microaggression.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's I could take it as like, oh, that's
That's pretty-
thanks. Like that's
yeah.
that's nice, but at the same time, like, why did you need to even like tell me that? Like,
Exactly.
is it because I don't look like a person who would be like born in Canada, or like, you know, it's a lot of questions. That's why I really like that like little listener insight. Although like it's
Yeah.
a short one, I can look at it. It's like a tiny paragraph, but it sparks a lot of like, you know, conversations about how like you can actually, you know, have these conversations. Just sitting here, guys, being like a host here and talking about these things is already challenging some of the like many of the stereotypes. So
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
great. I have one last story.
Okay.
It's about transitioning to law school. We have Isabella. That transition into law school is crucial to explore because it marks a significant shift in academic expectations, workload, and mental resilience. For aspiring lawyers, understanding this process can alleviate uncertainty and better prepare them for rigors ahead. Personally, I find this topic compelling because it offers insight into how others have navigated this challenging period and succeeded. A podcast episode, oh, that's more of a suggestion. I like that.
Oh.
A podcast episode focused on discussing this with guests like law school admission officers, recent graduates, and academic success coaches could provide valuable perspectives and advice on managing the academic, personal, and professional demands during this pivotal phase. Is that how you say it? I hope so.
Okay, it's
Thank
fine.
you guys.
Yeah.
I did great. I'm sure viewers like myself feel an anxiety towards this crucial step. And then she added a heart. This is a heart for you too, Isabella. But yeah, no, we have an episode with Annie. That's a student who's currently now actually in law school. Like when we filmed with her, it was right before she goes into law school, but now she's in law school. I will definitely try to have another episode with her after she graduates.
Yeah.
But or during the process. But that's one thing that you could definitely check out, Isabella. And also, yes, all of these suggestions. Yes, like definitely 100%. We would love to have
will
more
work on
people that are in the process, after the process. That's a smart thing as well. I like that suggestion, that like someone who graduated law school.
Yeah.
And yeah, like we're definitely gonna do that. But for now, you can definitely check out the one for Annie.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're pretty eager to you know, check out something
Yeah.
like current. And we'll definitely work out for
And to
for
be
those.
honest, it's just the beginning of the podcast. We just started, so we
Oh,
just.
we've been doing great, but
But
while
no, it's
starting.
not like we are coming. We already planned. We're coming with the episode. We'll just give you the
Yeah,
beginning.
we have been doing 2
Yeah.
episodes a month. I think you guys are enjoying that.
Exactly.
But yeah, 100% check out the one with Annie. And to be honest, you also mentioned like personal life as well. We also
Yeah.
have work-life balance.
Work-life balance
and
with Jasmine.
yeah, and like another one even about like self-care and stuff like that with Emma.
Yeah.
So definitely check out these episodes when they come out, because they could help you. Because when you master these skills, I think that's from my perspective. Although I'm an undergrad myself, but if you would take my advice, when you master these skills as an undergrad, you will take it with you to wherever you go after. So if it was law school or like, I know that change of workload and everything is probably insane.
Yeah.
But when you have these skills that like you're prioritizing your mental health, you're prioritizing yourself, your life, your personal life, I'm pretty sure from a psych perspective, it will actually help you like later on in your life.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's
I guess that's all for today, and thank you for listening, and
Yeah.
who are watching us, thank you for watching us. And that's our first listener insights. And another thing I want to mention, that there is a link below in the description for the listener insights form. If you have the similar stories like this, and not for only stereotypes, we have so many episodes.
And you can also add your own,
Yeah.
like, you could choose other and add your own
Yeah.
story that doesn't really fit through
So
all of
don't
these.
forget to fill that form with your stories and ideas, and even you can give the feedback. We love the Isabella's and all the viewers feedback as well. And thank you so much for being with us, and thank you, Alexia, for joining us for the episode.
Yes.
And every end of the week, every end of the month, we are coming with the episodes, and we have this listener episodes as well. So most probably 2 episodes per month. And thank you for being with us for more episodes like this, and for the the topic episodes. You gave us the suggestions. Be with us. Keep listening. Keep watching. Enjoy.
Yeah.
More episodes. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye.